Hello everyone, we are Group 8 and today's tutorial will be on the ABCDs of Fintech. In this tutorial, we will be covering what is Fintech and exploring its fundamental elements, often referred to as the ABCDs of Fintech. By the end of this session, you will have a general understanding of Fintech and the key components that play a part in this field. Let's talk about what is Fintech. Fintech is also known as financial technology. If you have used mobile payments, cryptocurrency, robot advisor services, or help to the crowdfund, congratulations, you are one in a million in this multi-billion industry. Fintech involves the creation of digital tools and solutions for more efficient financial services. There are 5 main aspects that make up Fintech. They include artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, cybersecurity, data analytics, and ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance. Now, let's discuss about the first topic, A for artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a tool that learns and adapts to human inputs and applies through machines in order to assist in simple tasks functions like transcribing, data entry, and natural language processing. It also enables independent problem solving by predicting the outcome and identifying the best course of action as efficiently as possible. It also encourages labor efficiency by sorting warehouses and operating in hazardous environments, where humans would typically have to take larger precautions. Some ways AI can help us is by performing predictive analytics, where it looks into historical data and provides insights on future demands and aids in making informed decisions. It also provides real-time analysis by providing live and timely assistance, so fintech organizations are able to be one step ahead of others, while also adapting and improving business strategies at the same time. Using artificial intelligence can help us improve our productivity and accuracy of work results. AI can instead be used in areas such as manual and redundant work, in the use of manpower resources, thus preventing work inefficiencies and human errors. Some ways of using AI in fintech industries include identifying risks and predicting potential issues early, forecasting cash demands from past historical data, and implementing logically wise decisions for the best outcomes. Next, moving on to the next topic, B for blockchain. According to sources such as Investopedia, Satoshi Nakamoto is credited with developing blockchain in 2008. Nakamoto is often credited with mining the first block of the blockchain, which launched in January 2009. The purpose of a blockchain is to enable secure, transparent, efficient, and tamper-proof financial transactions in a decentralized manner. It's about creating trust in a trustless environment. Security in the blockchain for each transaction is encrypted and linked to the previous one, so altering any transaction requires changing the block in front of it, which is not feasible. This makes the blockchain secure against fraud. Due to its transparent nature, every transaction in the blockchain is visible to all participants on the network, which ensures accountability and makes it nearly impossible for any participants to commit any dishonest acts. Unlike traditional databases that are controlled by a single entity like the bank or the government, the blockchain is distributed across multiple nodes or computers, which helps the blockchain provide a secure and transparent way for parties who may not necessarily trust each other to agree on the state of the database without one intermediary. This slide shows some examples of usage based on some industries. Firstly, we have Bitcoin, which is what Nakamoto developed, and then we have Alphabet, Essentia, and Ethereum. There are 4 types of blockchain. One type is the public blockchain, where Bitcoin and Ethereum are public ones. Its pros include being strong, secure, and transparent. However, it requires large computational power. A second type is the private blockchain, where it is network administrator controlled, whereby it's mainly used for internal business purposes. An example is Hyperledger, which is an open-source blockchain framework hosted by the Linux Foundation. Its advantages include having more internal control over permissions of usage, which helps with faster transaction times and less computational power. However, it has less decentralization as it's more managed and controlled. Another type is the consortium, which is mainly federated, usually used in the banking industry, which means that it is controlled and secured by multiple organizations or banks. Its pros include having faster transaction speed, therefore has slower energy consumption and lower transaction cost, and has no risk of the 51% attack, which happened to have a DAO attack in the past. Its cons can include being less transparent than the public blockchain. Lastly, the 4th type is the hybrid blockchain. One example of such blockchain is the Dragon chain. Its advantages include having internal control over permissions of usage with verification from a decentralized network. Some benefits of blockchain are peer-to-peer transactions, which has lower fees such as bank or transaction fees. It also provides supply chain transparency, where consumers like me and you are able to track our parcel delivery status on apps like ShopE, as well as check for the authenticity. Another benefit is the biometric and identity recognition function, be it for online banking where we use the CVV of the card or our palm or fingerprint scans. It also provides decentralized finance services known as DeFi, a recreated financial system with transparent services such as loans and insurances. Let's talk about how the blockchain process works. Firstly, user interaction, where a user initiation triggers a transaction, after which the transaction will be verified by the blockchain nodes by authenticating the user, and the details of the transaction to make sure that it's really the user who is making the transaction. Then the users verify transaction groups with other user-verified transactions before they are added into the block. The block is then given a hash and added on into a chain linking the blocks. Therefore, given its name, blockchain, hash functions are used to provide the functionality of a single view of blockchain to every participant. Then consensus happens where nodes in the network validate the chain. Different consensus are used, for example, IBF, or the more secure ones like proof of state or proof of work, after which the network is updated with the new block in the chain, and all nodes update about the new block addition to the chain. Data in the blocks will be hash secured, where the transactions are finalized and irreversible. Miners or validators would be given rewards like cryptocurrency or pay for maintaining the crypto network security. Now let's move on to the next topic, C for cybersecurity. It's about safeguarding computer systems, networks, and data from unauthorized access using various tools and measures to protect digital info and secure digital financial services. So what's its role in fintech? Protecting sensitive financial and personal data, making sure transactions are safe by preventing fraud and securing payments and user accounts, to guard against cyber threats like distributed denial of service and phishing attacks, and managing and recovering from security breaches through effective incident response. That's why it's essential for fintech professionals to be aware of common cyber threats like phishing and know how to respond effectively. A phishing attack is a form of social engineering where individuals are tricked into sharing sensitive info with the wrong people. The consequences of phishing can include identity theft, credit card fraud, data breaches, ransomware attacks, and huge financial losses. So, we should know about some common types of phishing attacks. These include email phishing, where they send emails that look legitimate, spear phishing, which targets specific people, like angler phishing, posing as customer support on social media, smishing and vishing, which are fraudulent text messages and voice-based scams. Phishing emails are a constant challenge, but we can manage them by being cautious of emails requesting personal info, verifying sender's email address, hover over links to check its destination, avoid clicking suspicious links, being wary of emails that create urgency, notice spelling and grammar mistakes, keep your software updated, enable spam filters and report these phishing emails, and always stay informed about phishing techniques and red flags. Let's move on to the next topic, D for data analytics. As for data analytics, it is a huge part of many businesses in order to fulfill their marketing criteria of raising brand awareness, generating leads, and boosting conversions, which in turn leads to improving their followers' engagement in their communities through likes, comments, and sharing, and bring more traffic to their company. These are some important points that are needed for developing quality content. Firstly, for its structure, we need to ask ourselves what message we want to get across to our target audience and what problems we are trying to fix. Secondly, you have to determine the kind of platform that you're going to use. For example, if you are going for TikTok, making long or short-form content is ideal. If it is YouTube, it is better to do a long-form video, as these are the places where target audiences look for this kind of content. As for the content type, the most looked up content is usually how-to or demonstration videos, so businesses making a tutorial video for their product can be a good choice for a content video. Lastly, for the subject, it is important to take note of how well you structure your videos in a way that can increase viewership and retain customers through its ability to immerse the audience in its storytelling and how relatable it is to them. Moving on to trends and insights, the success of a social media post depends on how well the algorithm of the media and hashtags are utilized by the company. For the algorithm, it needs to be noted that there should be a consistent posting schedule. where the time and when the post is posted really matters in reaching the primary audience. Since there are certain time zones where the most number of people are using social media, posting in that time range is ideal. Likewise, determining the usage of consumers through data collected in the past and present can help determine trend patterns among consumers. As for hashtags, they are essential as data and trends in social media are categorized based on these hashtags. Millions of media are published every day, and only through hashtags, the content can become more targeted to the right audience as consumers search for specific hashtags to get the content they want. So, companies can better target their audience through keyword research and use relevant hashtags to their media posts to target the specific people. The use of hashtags can therefore encourage better promotion of the services and products of the company. Now let's move on to the last topic, A for ESG. So, what is ESG? It's environment, social, and governance. For environmental, it looks at how organizations manage the use of natural resources and their efforts to reduce any pollution and emissions in the process through the use of sustainability practices. As for the social part, it looks at how a company interacts with its employees, communities, and societies at large. It mostly impacts factors such as labor practices, employer relationships, human relationships, etc. For the governance part, it promotes the structure and the practices to guide the company to adhere to ethical business standards. This also includes the importance of transparency in decision-making and the processes to ensure accountability. Governance also focuses on aspects such as executive compensation and shareholder rights. So, what is ESG's role in fintech? In fintech, ESG can come in through aspects like risk analysis and investment. This focuses on evaluating investment opportunities, helping investors determine how ethically and sustainably they can invest and ensuring it does not affect society negatively. It can also come in product creation, where fintech companies are developing more financial products and services that focus on sustainability, such as loans tailored for lower carbon emissions, renewable energy, and rural diversification activities. This is to meet the growing demands for products and services that employ ESG principles. Lastly, for transparency, companies should have regular reports conforming to ESG principles concerning on carbon emissions, initiatives for diversity and inclusion in organizational communities, and bringing anti-corruption policies to prevent corruption and fraud, and other reporting standards that encourages sustainable financial performance, lowers reputational risks, and creates value for shareholders. And that's a wrap on the ABCDs of FinTech. We genuinely hope you've enjoyed watching this video and that you've grasped the core concepts of what FinTech truly entails and how it's woven into the fabric of our everyday existence. If you found this content valuable and entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you think your friends would benefit from this knowledge too, go ahead and share it with them. Let's spread the FinTech wisdom far and wide. We are Group 8 from STEM First Class of 2023, signing off.